YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. This is a movie review for Outbreak, the 1990s mega hit as far as, fire movies is concerned. This film right now is available on Netflix. It's a top 10 right now. I've seen Outbreak already 3 times in the last, 5 days, 6 days, because, shout out to Netflix is freaking savage with it, but it's smart too. With all the stuff going on in our country, in the world right now, they put Outbreak front page, baby, boom, and now it's up there. So Outbreak is a 1990s film starring Dustin Hoffman, Rene Russo, and Morgan Freeman. You also have Donald Sutherland in this thing, so this is a decent cast. It's a film that takes place in its present day of the 1990s about a biological virus that originates from Africa, makes its way all the way to the United States. More importantly, a populated state like California, makes its way to Boston, and especially with Cedar Creek, California, is where the virus has been tracked and attempted to be contained. It's a struggle of these doctors to contain this deadly virus that has a 100% mortality rate, which means it will kill you. And the thing about this is that it makes this virus of Motaba is what they call it, because of its place of origin, Motaba, Africa, is that it will kill you in a turnaround of 3 days time. You're dead from contracting it to bleeding out, open sores, pussy wounds, gone, dead, insides, goo, gone. It's a very deadly motherfucker, and it makes SARS and it makes AIDS look like a freaking lollipop. That's how terrible this is. It's a class 1A disease, and it's the story of humanity. Like this movie is excellent. This is a fantastic film because it takes something so deadly, dangerous, dire, but it is about the virus, but mostly it's about humanity and do-gooders, man. These Dustin Hoffman and Rene Russo, they play doctors who work for the CDC who are trying to find this cure, track this thing down. Where did it come from? What does it do? How do we cure it? How do we save lives? They're do-gooders who are just trying to save lives. They're married but divorced. They're a divorced couple still working in the business. And Morgan Freeman's character is a colonel of the army who is also a doctor as well, who has higher up tendencies, who has his own little motives and stuff like that. He's kind of caught in between because he's a army guy, and he's also a medicine doctor, right? He understands both sides of the equation. And this is just really telling you about what it is with humanity and real life shit. Like if you watch this film, you could put today's world and this film Outbreak, and it just lines up so well. And it scares me to knowing that certain people can react this way. Certain people can stoop to these dark levels, but what I believe in, most people are do-gooders who want to do the right thing, who want to love, care, and help people. And that's what makes Outbreak shine. Also, this film is good from the front of storytelling, the acting, the science, the cleverness of how they show. We already know, everybody knows this is an old movie. I don't want to, I'm kind of going spoiler free here a little bit because I know some people haven't seen Outbreak. They don't know about it. So it's on Netflix right now. If you have a Netflix account, go check it out after this. Its origins, a monkey. Everybody knows that. The monkey is a carrier of it. And this monkey's, This monkey is precious. It's very precious. You know what I mean? So, and it's the journey of seeing how something from somewhere else in the world, I mean, like way over there in Africa, could trickle its way on in our backyard. And that's exactly what happened in China, right? Today. That's exactly the same way, same thing. And there's some theories. There's some innuendos in here. There's some ideas in this film that are prevalent today. Like at this very moment. And it's refreshing. There's something about 1990s films that are just different. They're just different. They look different. They're acted upon different. Their scores are different. The direction style is different. There's no bullshit with 90s and 80s movies. You know what I mean? There's like, and the further back you go, I feel like the more movies, the newer we get, the more bullshit is in films. More trickery is in movies. Stuff that is outside of the rubric 101 of making quality film. We've been getting really loose with how we make these movies. And Outbreak is a reminder of clean cut to the point, but yet tells such a great story at the same time. As I'm watching this, I'm riveted because I'm invested in not just the characters, but what's up with this virus? And you've seen the effect that it has on people and the journey of trying to track it down. People risking their jobs and their lives to do what's right, to get that cure. These doctors who really put themselves at risk. Like, there's a scene, even Kevin Spacey is also in this movie. He plays a character named Casey. So Kevin Spacey's in this movie, and you see these CDC doctors in these hazmat suits, yeah, but you see them in these controlled level, top grade security clearance rooms with these infectious diseases and viruses and stuff. And you're just like, you take one breath, just one breath inside that room, you're dead. And they are living and working around that. That's the risk that they're willing to take. Hazmat suit or not, you couldn't pay me to do it. One slip, one fall, one tear of the suit, you're done, son. People in there working 14, 12, 16 hours, falling asleep on the microscope and shit. Oh, fuck. I'm good. You got blood and needles and shit. I'm good, bro. Pay me. Yeah. They make millions of dollars. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm good. But it shows the sacrifice that they're willing to make. They went to school, they got those degrees and all that shit, so you kind of understand. And me looking at them, I respect them all. Like, I respect what they do. I got a hint, an enlightenment scenario while I was witnessing what was happening. And some of these doctors took L's. Some of these doctors actually did lose their lives. I mean, Gary, come on, Gary, the owner of the pet shop. He got his shit wrecked. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Gary, hang in there, Gary. The doctor trying to help him. Doctor don't know what the heck is going on. All he knows is that this is a small town, and god dang it, Gary's a good dude. He works at the pet shop. I'm going to try to help him. I'm going to put my bare hands on him. I'm going to put my face all in his face. Gary, come on, wake up. Coughing, sneezing all in my mouth. I'm a doctor. I'm not affected by it. I'm not tripping. I'm just trying to save Gary because I care about him. Little did he know, him trying to save Gary, wake him up and shit, all that sneezing on his mouth, effed his shit up too. 3 days later, that doctor's dead. And then that nurse is dead. Oh yeah, you over there, you. Hey, me? Yeah, you. Me? Yeah. Over there typing in the corner. But I'm not even doing anything. I'm like way over here. You guys are way over. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're dead too. Why I gotta die? You're in the room, ain't you? But I'm way over here. It's airborne. Oh, dead. Shit is crazy. And this movie reveals a lot. And it gives perspective. That's the good thing to take away from this film. It gives a lot of perspective. It shows the darkness of humanity too. It really does. The way we look at our government, the way we look at the military, the way we look at people, humankind, the way people just don't listen to instruction. Like, people just do not listen to simple instruction. Yo, stay in the house. Do not leave. We'll come to you to help you. Motherfuckers trying to run out the city and shit. Got guns, shooting them at the arm. Man, bruh. I really hope people don't act this way. And some people do. Some people do, because I was in the grocery store, man, and they were and for the most part, things were civil. Things were civil in my grocery store experience for the most part, simply because, in my opinion, there was still food. There were still things there. They had rules set in place, and people were following them. I would like to shout out. There's a company called Food for Less out here, right? And Food for Less, maybe Kroger. Its parent company is Kroger. So Kroger, shout out to Kroger. So Kroger had this already in place. They had signs. They were really clear. 1 water or 2 waters per customer. 1 toilet paper per customer. When you put the limits on it, it really helps so many people out. And I love that they had that good to go. They were closing the store off every 150 or so people, letting the people shop, get their stuff. So no pandemonium. Let them in waves of about 20 minutes or so. And, commendable job. That was really tight. That's structure. and that stuff working. And Outbreak showed you structure and things working, but it also showed you chaos. So this is a learning experience, this movie. It's a learning experience. It's National Geographic. It's the History Channel. It's the CDC's YouTube channel, all wrapped up into a delivered ball of delicious, gooey movie quality. So it's easy for us to understand. I'm going to be honest. Maybe the first time you see this movie, you might not get it all. I didn't get it all. I got the gist of it, but there's a lot of details in here that you could appreciate off of a second, even third. And in my case, this is probably my 15th time that I've seen Outbreak. And I'm still learning and connecting things. Like, there's one question that I still have to this day. You Outbreak people who are probably super fans of this movie, maybe you guys could explain to me one thing. I'm going to put a question that is probably spoiler. This is spoiler. So if you guys are watching at this point and you don't want to get spoiled for Outbreak, I recommend that you guys go away for the next 60 seconds and then come back. Starting now. All right, so look, they never showed us what Metabo came from, right? We know that it's safe to assume, because in the beginning of the movie they were at war with Africa, then they defeated Africa, and then in the next scene they show the Africans sick because of Metabo. So I believe they're implying that we couldn't F with them on an army gunfighting physical level. We released a virus on the Africans to kill them off, and then when that virus killed them, when Donald Sutherland and Morgan Freeman first visited in 1968 or 67 or whatever it was, they blew up that town to rid the evidence, right? And then E1101 was the vaccine to that original strain of Metabo. But here's my thing. So what are we supposed to assume? That the monkeys who were in that area somehow contracted it? That's what they never showed. They never showed in the film how the monkeys got the virus. And that's a problem for me. They never showed how the monkeys contracted it. They only showed them in the trees in the area, but it never showed the monkey getting it or the monkey being the one that had it, except for the fact that they said, well, the monkey's cutting and eating people and they got it. We know the monkey got it, but they never showed how the monkey got it. I want to see how and why. You know what I mean? They never showed it in the film, and that annoys me. What is your take on it? Also, the mutation. It mutated into something else that E1101 couldn't cure. So Metabo mutated, and it never showed the mutation. It never showed which point it happened. We know it happened somewhere between when what's his name? Jimbo was driving from Cedar Creek to San Francisco when he let the monkey off in Palisades, and he was on his way to Boston. It mutated somehow. Was the mutation point when the doctor put his hand in the machine and blood splattered? It never showed the point of mutation where it turned into, and then they just assumed the monkey had both strains. I wish they were a little bit more clear on that, or more storytelling on that, and gave more detail on that. What's your take on that? Let me know. Thank you guys so very much for watching the movie review to Outbreak. I really appreciate it. So, this is a film that deserves a grade, and what we do on Jody's Corners, we grade these motherfuckers. And hands down, Outbreak is just one of those beautiful, timeless classics that probably will never get old. I give Outbreak, for that, I give Outbreak an A. What we thought. Oh, it deserves that A too. Oh, it deserves that A. It deserves it, and I almost went A+. A+ is scratching on the surface. Might be an A+ for it, might be, but I'm like, man, A. There's a couple of things I ain't like, but A, this thing delivers on all fronts, baby. Subscribe to the channel for more of that content. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.